Who could have predicted this turn of events?
Something goes wrong on a video on this channel.
That's I don't know what you're talking about. That's never happened before. And now,
Very, very cinematic. Very nice.
We just smashed into the castle.
Yeah, there is a good chunk of cutscenes in this game, and they all look nice.
I mean, it is an RPG.
Made by one person, or an RPG maker. You know, it's always good to know the limitations of the developer.
I need to look up if this person is doing anything new.
They've made at least one other game. It's not an RPG. I can't remember what it is, but I don't think they're obviously not like as established as, you know, all the well-known indie developers. But
well, certainly. So who's this Joker?
The King.
Why is he just?
Why
is he just chilling out here?
Clearly.
Oh.
Because he was expecting us.
Oh God.
And he knows swordplay.
Okay.
I bypassed all his guards, and it's just him. He's the last line of defense.
That seems.
And he sucks at fighting.
That seems less than ideal to me.
He needs to show that he's brave, that he's a true leader. But don't worry, it's a cinematic fight.
Okay. The White Sages.
Oh, it's a stranger.
Oh.
But she doesn't have her hood up.
And stab. Oh.
Right in there. So we have the stranger's name.
And the fact that the king knows her.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So she's somebody of relative importance.
Yeah, as is the case when a party member joins your party and they have no name. Like they're just not going to be a common villager. No, they have to be really important to the plot.
Chekhov's gun, after all.
Mm-hmm.
We must leave before...
Oh no, the White Sages.
Oh, whoa.
They're here. You get some like really sick designs in this game, like honestly.
That's not what I was expecting.
We have to. We got potions.
This seems like a decent time to... Oh, okay, we got healed anyway.
And it actually like chases you, but really slowly.
Oh, he got stymied by the king, though.
Okay, it sees us. I'm like trying to like see what happens.
If you get into
and you
combat.
See this.
Okay.
Yeah, if it like insta game overs you or something, you know, how tough is this really?
Are we gonna kill it?
I actually don't remember.
That's fairly tough.
Yeah. Once I see the damage numbers, I'm like, you know what?
Oh, and it heals. Oh.
I can take it. I can take it.
I don't know about that.
Is this gonna do the JRPG trope of unavoidable battle loss near the start of the game?
I mean, you didn't have to fight it.
I think I can handle it.
Hmm.
See?
Wow.
And like now you can hear the RPG makerness, and it doesn't have a lot of original sound effects. It's still the same damage noises and stuff. You know, they could have you know done something about that.
I will say that it's at least not like out of place.
No.
Like I don't play enough RPG Maker games to
Well,
really
neither
know the
do
difference.
I. But I've just heard these same sound effects like a lot.
Doesn't it's not really anything that I'm privy to.
Right.
So why are we trying? Why are we trying to
don't-
fight it again?
I don't remember why I re-attempted this.
You're just really desperate to prove you can beat it, huh?
Yeah, I don't even remember what happens if you do beat it.
Or if you can, for that matter.
Yeah, like all I know is like maybe when it reaches 0 health, it just regains all its health back.
We're desperate to show off what happens.
But
if you,
yeah, I do like. You know what? I think it's since I've started game development myself, I'm just like trying to break other people's games.
Sure.
Like what countermeasures did this developer like include when they do when the player does something that you don't expect them to?
Right.
Like best case scenario, the game reacts to your actions. Worst case scenario, the game crashes. Middle case scenario, which is most common, the game doesn't react at all.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing.
Yeah. And that is one of the reasons why, like, as much as I didn't love the game as much as the entire internet did, I really appreciate some of the things that Undertale did. So.
Don't spoil. I still haven't played it.
It's good, you know.
I will play one day. Oh,
Hey.
wait, I beat it. I leveled up.
That's a lot of experience. Holy crap.
Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to do this. I think I leveled up like 3 or 4 times. And
Oh. Okay.
the game actually does react. The enemy is just lying there, but I think they get back up after enough time.
I would expect so.
Yeah, I don't think this is the sort of game that would have branching paths and stuff.
No.
There's no Zero Escape-esque flowchart.
You'll never escape.
Yeah, okay, now it essentially spawns like the same enemy again.
Well, because clearly the point of this segment is to run away.
Yeah. I think it could have like increased its walking speed. Like it's not super threatening if it's just slowly walking like that.
But why did you fight it again?
I don't remember. You're asking these questions to me like 10 months ago. I just want to see what happens. I think that's the main answers I'm gonna give.
The same thing that happened the last time?
Well, that was... Now I've defeated it. What happens if I defeat it a second time?
The same thing. Quite clearly, the same thing would happen.
Don't worry, now that I've leveled up to, like, clearly not what I'm supposed to be,
Well, no, because you
these soldiers
reloaded.
are doing nothing.
You reloaded your older save.
Well, no, I reloaded the save that I did
No.
after I killed it, I think.
No, you didn't.
Didn't I? Oh, shit.
You went back to the older save, so we're back at level 7 instead of level 9 now.
Oh. That's fine.
Clearly it would have been cheating if you had loaded the autosave.
Hey, I earned that kill.
So we're just trying to get out of the castle now, I guess.
Yeah, clearly this isn't the way to the castle in the sky.
Right.
And
So-
obviously, like, the entire red army is after me.
So why did I presume this will probably be explained at a later point. And you may not remember the answer anyway, but why did the White Sage completely ignore Evelyn, the actual assassin, and start chasing us?
Well,
do they presume
the political climates and such, maybe they're in cahoots.
Well, do they presume that we're the assassin, perhaps?
Maybe.
Because they weren't actually
we were around. Yeah. The White Sage wasn't around when the king got murdered. She just sees two people.
And I would assume that if the king recognizes Evelyn, that probably means that people in the castle recognize her as well.
And she couldn't possibly be the murderer.
Right.
It has to be this this individual they've never seen before, and has clearly been causing commotion outside the castle as well.
Logical solution,
Yeah. I mentioned in the previous episode this, like, there isn't a lot of asset reuse. I mean, obviously, you reuse the same enemy.
Yeah.
But a common case with JRPGs is that, hey, new enemy, let's just recolor it.
Yeah, just a new color palette.
This game, I don't think does that. When an enemy is different, they have a completely different sprites.
Right. That's good.
Yeah, and I also mentioned in the previous episode, stances. I think you saw the enemy, it was shielded at one point, and then it is a more offensive stance later in the fight. I think you sort of have to guess, like, its elemental affinities, but I think when it had its shield up, then it's resistant to slash damage. And then when it's had its shield down, then maybe it can, like, do more powerful attacks, something like that. And that's the case with, like, I think every enemy in the game, which is, like, pretty, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm also seeing that, just going back to what we were doing on the last screen, but the equip section seems fairly in-depth. Like, the number of items that you can equip to a character?
It is the normal... Yeah, okay, so you tend to see it in more Western RPGs where you have, your headpiece, your chest, your arms, your legs, maybe shoulders,
rings.
Maybe accessories, all that stuff. And usually in JRPGs, it's like armor, weapon, accessory, and that's it.
Armor, weapon, accessory, pretty much.
But like, in terms of it being in depth, it's essentially, aside from accessories, it's essentially just stat boosts. It's like, up armor, up attack. Which is, like, not a bad thing, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's in depth, because it's, like, really common for that to be the case.
It's just less. It's less common for these JRPG style games.
Yeah.
Because they usually stick pretty, pretty closely to the mechanics of their forebears.
But the accessories, though, which you can equip up to 3 of, which is very unconventional. Some of them are, just your normal ass stat boosts, but some of them is like, instead of it being like plus stats, it's maybe percentage based stats, so it's like useful throughout the whole game.
Right.
Some of them are like that. I think some of them augment specific damages of certain attacks. So it's sort of in the middle of, like, it being in depth. Like, it's not as, like, build specific as, like, Dark Souls with its rings, obviously.
Who's this
but
Joker?
I'm gonna rob his airship just by myself, because I need to get the hell out of this city.
It's impressive that you only need one person to fly an airship.
Well, I did murder a few guards on the way.
Yeah, but we're flying it all by ourselves.
Hmm.
So, where exactly are we flying off to?
We're going up.
anyway?
We're going up to the castle.
We just came from the castle.
No, the castle in the sky.
Oh, okay. That
But
seems like...
it's surrounded by a thick cloud and lightning storms.
I feel like that castle in the sky should be like the final dungeon of the game or something.
Oh. No, that's too predictable.
I mean, we're obviously nowhere close to the end of the game yet. So. But that's...
Oh yeah, we're actually in the end game. The rest of the episodes is just post game. We're gonna hit the credits in episode 2.
Yeah, like in most typical JRPGs. Oh well, of course we're.
Yeah, of course this happens. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, that was actually one of
Okay.
a later dungeon.
Can't go there.
we
yet.
were so close. You're not high enough level. So yeah, we were falling out of the sky and gonna crash land somewhere.
Right. I mean, I guess it's impressive that we got as far as we did.
Yeah, we got pretty close. If it weren't for that other airship with cannon. So yeah, we have Evelyn. And
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she is in cahoots with the sages.
See, I figured that she was probably his daughter.
Yes. So it's she is usurping the throne, basically.
Okay.
So we have our lineup of bosses in this room.
That's good.
Yeah, it's nice that they established them.
Get a sneak peek at your future.
Nito, the first of the dead.
Oh,
Oh.
who's that? What?
So there are races other than human in this.
All right.
And now that was a flying race right there.
Birdman.
Yeah, but an actual human took us to her hideout, maybe. So you just look at this character design and you go, okay, when are you joining the party?
Well, it's a named character too, so obviously they're important.
Yeah,
for
it's
something.
just like second one. It's like you're clearly more designed than everyone else in this room. Also, every time you sleep, which is going to be a lot in this playthrough, your hair is like all like shaggy. I think that's a nice detail.
I approve. So how many I'm gonna spoil things a little bit, but the playthrough for this is fairly lengthy. How many?
Oh yeah, this is not a short JRPG. Like this is medium length.
How many party members are there? If you remember.
Okay.
You don't
So-
you don't need to spoil who they are or anything, but just like
Okay, I'm gonna say 5, but that number does fluctuate.
right. So are there like temporary party members other than like well I guess kind of
Yes.
like how we
there is at least one temporary party member.
Okay.
But there are 5 main ones, including Ara here.
So does this game have like does it have any sort of like party interaction or
In what way? Well, aside from the main story, like this game doesn't really have a lot of side quests.
right. That's kind of what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, the party member interactions mainly happen in main story cutscenes. So
this is
no social links if that's what you're wondering.
So it's a fairly straightforward kind of
Yeah.
you're on this one quest and that's your goal sort of thing.
Yeah, it's very classical. Yeah, well, there is optional content but I wouldn't necessarily label them as quests. Like I don't think there is a like a journal to keep track of like all that stuff.
Right.
And there only is one for the main quests, just in case you forgot what is currently happening. You just need to remind yourself.
I will say, like, as much as I enjoy games like Final Fantasy 15, where the main central content of the game is in doing like the side quests and stuff, there's always a place for RPGs where it's just like, no, you have this one quest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like there are some settings where it's like, why are you just hanging out? The world's gonna end.
Yeah, and like sometimes it's just too much. Like sometimes side quests are just too much.
Yeah, like going back to Persona, I think 10 like interactions, I'm gonna say, like 10 for each social link, which is like 18 or so. I think that's way too much. That adds like 5 or 6 more hours onto your playthrough.
Oh, well more than that for me.
Oh yeah, or maybe 10 hours, and it's just talking. I mean, it's nice, but like it's a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to like characters you want to hang out with.
Yeah, so I didn't. Hello, new character.
To join our party.
I didn't finish
World map.
I didn't finish all of the social links in Persona 4, like by any means.
Go back and do them.
And then Persona 5 was even more difficult for me to like max out social links. It was like Persona 5, like I feel like in Persona 4 you can actually get the social links maxed out in like a single playthrough if you're really dedicated. Like
you can of course use a guide.
Well, yeah,
but I don't feel that's required.
In Persona 5, I feel like that like there are 2 social link characters that unlock specific abilities that help like expedite a lot of things.
Yes, yeah, there's one that you can do night activities after you've visited a dungeon, right?
Well, there's just a bunch of like quality of life bonuses that you get from raising them. And I feel like making excessive use of those abilities is pretty much the only way you can max out all of the social links in Persona 5. There are so many of them. Ugh.
Is it more than 3 and 4?
I don't know if it's...
I don't think they added more Arcana. That would be weird.
Yeah, I don't think it has like more, but it's just like I don't know what it is about it. It's just like it felt like the social links took a lot longer to level up in 5 in comparison to WoW.
Right.
This
is clearly an optional dungeon.
We are getting wrecked by this mushroom spider.
But I ain't afraid.
I think you maybe should be. Oof. Well, new character down.
So quickly.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, this game is permadeath.
Well, that would be.
Oh well.
Oof. God, could you imagine JRPGs that had like permadeath if your characters died in combat?
In combat, that woof.
Well, I mean,
actually,
I guess
there's 5.
Depending on how strictly you want to define JRPG specifically, I do suppose that's how Fire Emblem works.
Yeah. Well, I'd say that's an RPG tactics game.
Well, yeah, it is to be literal. It is a JRPG. It's just
okay.
It's just it's in the style of an SRPG.
Yeah.
But I mean, because JRPG just means role playing game in Japan. If you want to be technical.
If you want to be literal, well, but to me, JRPG just means RPG with
it definitely it implies
mechanics mechanics and systems which originated from Japan.
It implies a very specific style of game, which is not what you would normally visualize when you think of Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I mean, like, this.
Oh. Hi.
Yeah, we've unlocked a shortcut basically.
Huh. Interesting.
We just go right through them. Yeah, I think I sequence broke that. Such is the nature of RPG Maker games.
Fantastic.